All right, let's talk about former Microsoft CEO, founder Bill Gates, and in his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know if you caught this interview last night, but pretty amazing, kind of jaw-dropping response from Judy Woodruff, who I think is a fantastic journalist. She works for the PBS NewsHour now. She's had many jobs in journalism, but she's always been very fair, straightforward, and does a great job. And I guess it was sort of surprising to see Judy Woodruff, of all people, like go for the jugular on these questions about Jeffrey Epstein. And good for her for pressing him on this. I mean, like, if I had to throw this out there, what do you guys think? What have you guys heard so far about Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein? Like,
just that they hung out a couple times, just nonchalant.
Yeah. They hang out, dinners, right? Well after the fact that he was soliciting prostitutes and all of this stuff, right? I mean, but it speaks to this, like, this billionaire class that you're off limits. No one can touch you. Don't ask questions like this. You can go to his private island, Jeffrey Epstein's private island. There's a lot of people that believe that one of the reasons it led to the divorce for Bill Gates and Melinda Gates is tied directly to Jeffrey Epstein. Why didn't I know about this? How did you manage to keep this quiet for so long? And the dirt that was coming out as a result of that as part of their divorce proceedings. So anyway, Judy Woodruff last night had the audacity to ask actually some tough questions of Bill Gates. I just want you to watch as he literally like moves around in his chair, like playing with his hands. Like normally, whenever I've seen a Bill Gates interview, he just kind of sits back like pretty laconically like this, right? Like, well, this is how he kind of usually answers questions. Watch him fidget around, playing with his hands, and he can't answer these questions.
Number of meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, who, when you met him 10 years ago, he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. What did you know about him when you were meeting with him, as you've said yourself, in the hopes of raising money?
I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. He had relationships with people he said, would give to global health, which is a interest I have. Not nearly enough philanthropy goes in that direction. Those meetings were a mistake. They didn't result in what he purported, and I cut them off. That goes back a long time ago now. So there's nothing new on that.
It was reported that you continued to meet with him over several years, and that, in other words, a number of meetings. What did you do when you found out about his background?
Well, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so in general, you always have to be careful. What? I'm very proud of what we've done in philanthropy. Very proud of the work of the foundation. That's what I get up every day and focus on.
That's what a man who just completely had no idea how to react to that.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You mean someone's going to try to come after you too? Like, is that, what does that even mean?
It's like, hey, David, the time you spent with Epstein and all that stuff. Yeah. It's like, he's dead and it's Taco Tuesday. So I'm going to go grab some tacos down at Taco Bell.
Yeah. Netflix has a new show on tonight. So, right. I mean, you got to be careful. Right. And, right. I regret it.
I'm proud of the tacos I eat. I'm proud of the food I put in my body.
Like, what is he talking about? I mean, clearly someone who has,
as you've said yourself, in the hopes of raising money.
Watch this.
I had.
Let me move around
with him.
Oh, where's my wedding ring? Oh, that's right. I can't find my wedding ring anymore.
Regret doing that.
It's like what a tell that is, right? Like, oh yeah. the thing that led to my divorce. It's not there. Okay.
I would be like, okay, so then what is your definition of dinner?
Is that a problem? I regret. If that's not a big deal, then what is your definition of dinner?
Yeah, and where did you have dinner? Did you have it on some island? Did you fly on a plane to go to some island to have dinner, or
We know from the reports that yes, he was on the island, apparently multiple times, like while Bill Clinton was there. I mean, like, well, these questions are off limits. You can't ask these kinds of questions. Jeffrey Epstein's dead. Just have some respect for him being dead.
Yeah.
He's dead.
He had relationships with people he said, would give to global health, which is a interest I have. Not nearly enough philanthropy goes in that direction. Those meetings were a mistake. They didn't result in what he purported, and I cut them off. That goes back a long time ago now. So there's nothing new on that.
It was reported that you continue to meet with him over several years, and that, in other words, a number of meetings. What did you do when you found out about his background?
Well, I've said I regretted having those dinners.
So I won't answer your question. I don't want to answer your question. The question was, what did you like? Let's play that. What was the question, Judy?
His background, and that, in other words, a number of meetings. What did you do when you found out about his background?
Okay, so the question is, what did you do when you found out about his background, and yet you were still having meetings with him? That's the thing. And he's denying it or tries to avoid the question. So what did you do when you found out? Okay. What did you do when you found out about these questionable, his questionable background and the fact that he had already faced conviction for soliciting prostitutes?
Well, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Can we change the word dinners to massages just for fun? Or escapades, like something other than dinner, because I don't feel like dinner is the word he's actually looking for.
Right, like, I don't know what kind of dinners you have, but they usually don't involve like 14-year-old girls. So I don't know. Also, by the way, I love that Microsoft owns Skype, and like even he had trouble with Skype there. Did you notice it caught up to itself?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, watch this part on Skype.
His background.
Well, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Is there a lesson?
Yeah, don't get caught.
Yeah, don't get caught. I mean, what's the lesson? Here's a great answer.
Well, he's dead, so
that's the lesson. Like the lesson is don't molest underage girls.
He's sleeping with the fishes. I mean,
so that's a lesson, right? Because that's going to happen to you if you go to prison. I mean, so just don't get caught, I guess.
And if you do get caught, tell your wife the truth and hope she buys it.
Right. So you kept going to his island. How come I never learned about this in our marriage? Well, Melinda, I do so much philanthropy. I'm constantly out there trying to find ways of bringing more money in for our philanthropy, and even if I have to get a massage from an underage girl from time to time on Jeffrey Epstein's island, that's what I do for the people.
Yeah, it's like he donates so much money. I can't turn that down. I'd be rude.
In general, you always have to be careful.
Yeah, you just got to be careful. You got to be careful. That's the lesson. Be careful, otherwise you'll wind up dead if you tell the truth. Be careful.
And I'm very proud of what we've done in philanthropy. Very proud of the work of the foundation. That's what I get up every day and focus on.
It was.
Well, yeah, that's because Epstein's dead. If he wasn't, he'd get up and focus on other things every day.
Well, Epstein's dead, and I guess there's got to be a lot of people worried about this Ghislaine Maxwell trial, and what comes
Does
out
that keep
from
getting
that.
pushed back or something? Like, how come it's like you hear this like breaking thing, and then all of a sudden it's like you don't hear anything for months.
If there's anything I've learned over being in COVID, having COVID for the last 10 days or whatever, and being bedridden, watching all these true crime documentaries, is that, man, the justice system takes forever. And, and so like watching that show, The Staircase, the story about the Mike Peterson, the murder trial, where his wife fell down the stairs, and did he push her down or did she actually fall? The whole thing. And it was like 17 years of whatever, trying to actually get to trial again. And I mean, it just takes forever. And when he gets a retrial and the whole thing, and the lawyer's like, nothing's probably going to happen for at least like 2 years. Oh, 2 years.
While he sits
at home. Well, you get like under bond, but like, at home wearing an ankle bracelet for 2 years. That's until they can figure that out.
And people assuming you killed your wife.
Right. Exactly. So you just got to sit there and deal with that,
That was a good documentary, actually.
Oh, you watched that one, The Staircase?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the latest on the Ghislaine Maxwell stuff is, but I just the latest I see is just that the jail that's holding Ghislaine right now has been plagued by scandal. The Brooklyn jail, which has R. Kelly and Ghislaine Maxwell in there right now.
Are they sharing a cell?
No, that'd be funny. And then, the other update too is that Prince Andrew, right? The runaway prince finally got served with papers. He kept trying to avoid getting served with papers in the lawsuit against sexual contact with Virginia Giuffre, the underage girl who says that he sexually abused her, while at Jeffrey Epstein's island, I guess. So the whole family kind of came together. They tried to, like, literally the Queen and everybody was like, come on up here to Scotland, hide out in the Queen's palace up here. And all these people kept trying to serve him with his legal papers. I mean, I guess it pays to be wealthy like that, right? But they eventually got him his papers. So he's actually officially been served now. But I can't wait to find out what unfolds from this this Ghislaine Maxwell story and this Bill Gates.
I just unfortunately feel like there's too many powerful people that could be brought down that we'll never hear from her.
I know. It's hard to say, but
because what's that? What did they say? A dead man tells no tales.
Yep. Yep. Like when you go on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, that's what the first thing, dead men tell no tales before you go down the ride.
It's like the only thing Gates didn't say in that interview is like, yeah, well, he's dead. Thank God.
Right. Well, he's dead. So, you got to be careful. What does that mean?
Loose lips sink ships. That's all I'm going to say.
Thanks for subscribing to the channel. You can also become a channel member by going to morninginvest.com/join, where you can stick it to the mainstream media and support independent journalism. We're able to bring you the stories that you won't see on any of the major billionaire-backed networks. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time, everyone.